Okay, just a little backstory to clarify why this is called my awkward interview with Stuttering John. This was back from early on when I first started recording the podcast, and as you will be able to tell, I didn't know what I was doing. I was very nervous. I didn't even have a headset. I didn't have a microphone. I was just recording into the computer. That's it. On top of that, just to come across like an arse kisser, but I'm a very big Stuttering John fan. I think he's very funny. I love the fact that he always speaks his mind. I love the fact that he's not afraid to call people out and go straight at them. Whether I agree with them or not, I think that's pretty funny. So when I get the chance to interview him, this was amazing. But here's the thing. Between the time that I initially asked him for the interview and when we actually got to the interview, I get a very serious back injury. I get a prolapsed disc. I get a grade 1 hamstring tear, and I pulled my sciatic muscle in my leg. So it was not a good time for me, and I was on these painkillers that weren't working. So earlier that day, we went to the doctors, and they prescribed me these new pills, which I had literally just taken. Then I get a DM from Stuttering John saying, "Hey, I'm about to go travelling. So if you want to do that interview, I'm available between this time today. And if not, I'm going to be gone for 3 weeks." So I was just like, right, no, I'll come do the interview right now. Problem was, right in the middle of recording the thing, my pills kicked in, and as you can see, I visibly become completely wasted. I was hallucinating, slurring, sweating. It was very, very bad, and you'll see that I had to cut the interview short because I knew I was fucking out of it. So, I have to say that if you want to hear a proper Stuttering John interview, this is the first time I interviewed him. I interviewed him again since, and it's way, way better, and it's already up on the YouTube channel, which I'm sure you can't wait to go see. Hopefully that was not the last time I'll be interviewing Stuttering John. I'm hoping for a third. I'm trying not to harass him, but I will try again. Stuttering John's hilarious. Very nice to take the time to do this. And don't forget that if you think this interview is bad, or you don't like me, or don't like Stuttering John, well, leave a comment down below saying so, because even when you leave troll comments, it still helps bump up the views. That's the hilarious thing about you YouTube trolls. You actually don't know that you're helping everyone involved. Thank you. Enjoy the interview. And hopefully there'll be a part 3 very soon. Bye-bye.
Hey, man.
Hi, Artie. Can you understand my accent okay?
Yeah.
Good. Because there's sometimes when I'm recording, I don't know what I'm saying.
Nah, it's okay, brother. So you're in Ireland right now?
Yeah, Belfast, Ireland.
All right. So I'm ready, bro.
So if this interview doesn't go well, I'll have you shot. So just a few quick questions. I'll not take up too much of your time, but let me ask you, because you're obviously you're a comedian. So is it tough being a comedian these days in these insanely politically correct, highly offended times?
Well, it's funny you mentioned that on my podcast, the Stuttering John podcast, which all your people in Ireland should check out. That's where I prank called the president, and I got in touch with President Trump on Air Force One as I disguised myself as Senator Bob Menendez, which is crazy that I got through to President Trump. He's such an idiot because, I mean, I don't sound senatorial. I sound janitorial. But but as far as, yeah, comedy is very tough. In fact, I tweeted recently, like I just did my whole podcast talking about, not the whole thing, but talking about the bad and good of political correctness. And it sucks because I made a joke. I'm Hispanic, right? So I made a joke saying I flew Air Mexico, and I knew I should have been worried when I saw the jumper cables out front. I said it was there were 400 people, all one family, and everybody was giving that. Everybody was doing the Hail Mary, including the pilot. I got tweets saying that I'm a racist. I'm like, I'm Hispanic. If I can't make fun of my own fucking people, then who can I make fun of? But that's the problem. I mean, you can't say shit anymore. Put it this way, I used to do a joke on stage, and I asked my African-American friend if this was a racist joke. He said, no, it's funny. If I would talk to a black guy in the crowd, I would say, hey, what's your name? And he would say his name. I'd say, speak up, pretend it's a movie theater. But you can't do that anymore. So I stopped doing that in my act because it's crazy. Like, stand-up should be a sanctuary. The comedy stage should be a sanctuary where you could, where you could bend the political correctness line a little bit. But unfortunately, it's gotten so crazy. And look, I'm a liberal, but even as a liberal, it's gotten so crazy that we're getting too politically correct in this country and globally as well.
And I'd be exactly the same. Like, I would call myself liberal, but if we can't laugh at a good racist joke or a joke about when it's actually funny, what can we do? It's Christmas time.
Exactly, and that's the problem. So, yeah, I think it's got to change because Sam Kinison, Andrew Dice Clay, they can never do their acts as they used to anymore.
But Dice can't even do his act these days because you see him being interviewed and he's going like, hey, so I was reading a book about feminism and it was fucking good over here.
Nice impression there, man. And I like your T-shirt. It's one of my favorite movies. Hey, Adrian. Adrian. Hey, it sucks, Mick. It sucks. I just want to say I love you, Adrian. And to my kids, probably stay up too late to watch. You should be a pep. I love you.
You know the key to doing a Stallone impression is, the way sometimes people do a fake burp, like, oh. Just start talking like, oh. I hope you're dead, But let me ask you, is it tough being a podcaster these days? Because I'm like a very fresh upstarting one, and it's fucking tough. Like, I can't even get my dumb friends to come on it sometimes.
Well, I mean, how many people are watching this besides your mother?
2 of her boyfriends.
Have you been to the States?
Once, but I get kicked out for dropping the N-word on the plane.
Oh, jeez.
I said niglets because they call them twiglets over there,
Wow, and they kicked you off the plane.
No, it didn't happen. I'm a liar for attention.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I have a lot of Irish friends. I hang out at an English pub, a Pickwick's pub here in California, in Woodland Hills, and a couple of my friends over there are Irish. And one of them, this guy's name is Alan Shields. His accent is so bad. After a few beers, it's like he's speaking Swahili. I have no idea what the fuck he's saying.
But that's actually the greatest gift that Conor McGregor gave Ireland, is that he's made it easier for non-Irish people to understand what the fuck we're saying.
So is it true about the Irish guys? Are you guys hung like jalapenos?
Well, I'm hung like a jalapeno if jalapenos are fucking massive over here.
Hey, I'm hung like a fucking thermos.
Hey.
My dick has a dick.
My fucking cock looks like the Pink Panther's tail with a fucking purple globe on the end of it over here.
I need a dolly for my balls.
Godzilla's tail pretends to be my dick. Speaking of massive dicks, do you think that Howard Stern fears his ex-staff?
Well, being that I have a book coming out, as you know, there is a reason why I'm doing this. Besides the fact that you're a charming bloke, if you will. But I have a book coming out called Easy for You to Say, which I hope you go and buy. It's on Amazon.com. And, anybody in Europe would love it. It's all the behind the scenes of working for Howard Stern and behind the scenes of working for Jay Leno. Because I was the announcer on the Tonight Show with Jay Leno, believe it or not. I don't know if you know that. They actually hired a stutterer to be their announcer. That's like entrusting Charlie Sheen with your Coke. but
that's like asking Jay Leno to tell jokes, fuck's sake.
but Howard, Yeah, I mean, he could be a great guy, but he could be a complete asshole. And I think he's got to deal with, the truth about himself. Hopefully with all these books coming out, Jackie the Joke Man just wrote one. KC's got one coming out, and mine's coming out. It's kind of, it says that, although he gave us our start, which we are very grateful for, he was also, him and Don Buchwald, who I can't stand, his agent, we're very manipulative and deceiving. And, so the truth will come out. But I don't only trash Howard in this book. I trash Chelsea Handler, who's a complete bitch, Jimmy Kimmel. I mean, the list goes on. I don't stop at anything. Everyone gets fucking thrown under the bus in my book. As once the agent to the manager of Ray Romano once said, "John, you're a professional asshole," and I am.
I'm sorry, it's just because I grew up watching all like these films and stuff of like New Yorkers, and anytime somebody swears in that accent, I'm fucking cracking up. Like a guy from New York could say "fuck" at my mum's funeral, and I'd die laughing. Speaking of New Yorkers that swear, and not to stir the shit, but what's the latest feeling with you and Artie Lang?
Well, I have a chapter in my book about Artie. It's called Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde the Heroine. And Artie's a great guy, but then when he does heroin, he becomes a complete asshole. And, I also throw Baba Booey under the bus, too. That fucking guy. You ever see the size of that guy's teeth? He's the only kid whose tooth fairy showed up with a wheelbarrow.
He fucking the film on his teeth is also the film used to show IMAX films.
Yeah, he's yeah. Fucking, I don't get it. He said he used to do coke, which apparently he's supposed to grind your teeth. What the fuck happened? Guy's got fucking tombstones in his mouth. He's got summer teeth. Some are green, some are gray.
Yeah. Fucking Gary didn't just snort coke; he used to snort fucking Pepsi, Fanta, whatever you got,
Gary once gave himself an enema on the floor of the Bally's Gym bathroom stall to win a weight loss challenge. What a fucking moron!
Gary's lips are bigger than Jenny Jameson after giving birth after a 10-hour gangbang with the fucking steroid-filled tampon.
I always called Gary Plunger Puss. If you want to fucking watch something hilarious on Gary, YouTube Gary throwing out the first pitch at a Mets game. Oh, it's so funny. He was like he brought his kids. He's like, "Jackson, Lucas, I'm going to throw out the first pitch." And then he throws the ball fucking into like right field. The worst first pitch ever thrown.
Holy fuck.
Go ahead and YouTube it, dude. I'm telling you, you guys would laugh your ass off.
Oh no, I've seen that. I've seen fucking babies throw grenades better. So, just to get to another feud, another sort of feud that you've had, and you sort of spoke about it on the Opie podcast, but I was on the way home from work, so didn't pay full attention. But what's the latest on just the gossip? You and Anthony Cumia, is everything over?
Yeah, Anthony. See, the truth is, I had done Anthony's show 10 times. He loved having me on. We even did 2 episodes once at his house the same day. We did an episode, and then we did an episode watching Columbo. Hey, let me just ask you one more question. Just one more thing. Let me just ask you. But then I knew as soon as Artie got on Anthony's show, it would have been over, because Artie's just, he's a complete asshole to any comic who he feels is beneath him. So he just would fucking bash me, and then it obviously, it started to be contagious to Anthony, and Anthony started doing it. And that was it. But then Anthony and I got in the Twitter war, but then he started to make fun of my kids, which, even the mob doesn't do that. I mean, you know, you don't fucking hit on some, you know, on someone's kids, you know. So it got ugly, but now we've kind of chilled. I don't really talk much about him. He doesn't talk much about me, and he's been thrown off Twitter, so I don't even see any of his tweets. You know, he doesn't tweet anymore, so I don't even know if he's still alive.
See, just because you said the word contagious there, do you want to hear me tell an old joke in the Andrew Dice Clay voice?
Sure.
So I said, the doctor asked me, hey, I fucking got it wrong. Oh, yeah. So a teacher says to me, hey, come up with a sentence using the word contagious. And I said, when my wife's getting ready to go out, it takes the contagious.
I saw that one coming.
So did she. She seen my dick coming. Oh!
Dickory, duck.
And just as I get ready to sign off here, because I don't want to take up all your time, I want to pitch you an idea that you can have for free.
What do you do for a living?
I'm an editor.
Oh, like a television editor?
Well, yeah, online documentary stuff.
Oh, good for you.
But I want to pitch this idea of, because I heard you and Jackie on Opie's podcast, and
Yeah.
you two still have this great chemistry. I'm pitching you this idea for free for you and Jackie to do a tour of the UK and Ireland stand-up. And you could do like 30 minutes each, and then you could do an hour of Q&A with the fans, and that's like a fucking 2-hour show.
Yeah, well, it's funny you mentioned that. I just shot a special with me, Jackie, and Billy West. You know, he was on the Stern Show. He's awesome, and he's like the voice of so many characters. He's the voice of Bugs Bunny now. But me, Billy, and Jackie did a special, and my manager is working on doing shows with Jackie and I. But do people even know who we are in Ireland and England?
Big time, because Stern never officially put a show on here. But all the bootleggers on YouTube had like hundreds of thousands, sometimes even millions of subscribers.
Well, you know what? I'll talk to my manager about it.
You might not realize it, but a lot of people over here know who Stuttering John is.
Wow, that's awesome. Did you guys, did I make the Irish newspapers about my prank phone call?
You made the fucking UK news. You were on the BBC News.
That's awesome.
Because they hate Trump over here. Well, the English hate them. A lot of Irish people don't really give a fuck. But yeah, I'll call you back sometime, Bob.
Not bad, brother.
But hey, I just want to. I'm going to let you go here, and thanks so much for coming on. This was fucking great.
No problem, brother. I'm Danish too, so. I've been to Denmark and England, Norway, Sweden a bunch of times. I haven't been to Ireland, but my sister-in-law and my brother went there, and they loved it there because she's Irish. So, I'd love to come out there and do stand-up. What's the best comedy club out there?
Everybody just goes to the pubs and gets pissed. But there's a big place here called the Empire that's pretty good.
Yeah? Okay.
Like, getting pissed means drunk over here, not getting angry.
No, I understand. In fact, a lot of my English friends say if they take a piss on you means that they're goofing on you. All right, well, everybody go buy that book. Easy for you to say by Stuttering John Melendez.
There you go. And I'll plug the archive in the links.
Yeah, and follow me on Twitter at Stuttering John M and StutteringJohnMelendez.com.
There we go. Thanks very much, John.
All right, buddy. I'll see you.